Hey everybody, Spy for 360 here. I make videos, not make videos, I stream by daily. Um, so if you'd like to see that, see me play games live, links in the description. This is kind of a continuation of yesterday's video where I was talking about Secret Level. Um, Immediately after watching Secret Level, I was like, let's watch the Minecraft movie. And I did not like it. Um, so I watched not like the finished version, but like the version before the finished version. It looks really janky. I'm not going to be talking about the review on those merits. Um, Actually, I will a little bit because I was watching the unfinished version, and people who had watched the finished version said that the later half of the movie starts to look bad, right? And watching the first half of the movie, all of the trailer material is like the first 30 minutes, and then there's like a couple scenes in the midway point, and all of those scenes are finished completely. They look really good. There's like barely any like green screen effect. But the later half of the movie is like literally just like clay. It's just like voxels sometimes. They even have a couple scenes where like the villagers don't have villager heads. They just have like people heads, and they haven't CGI'd the villager heads on yet, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I can see why the second half of the movie, even in the finished version, isn't as good as the first half, like graphically. Just because like all the trailers are made off the first half, right? But I'm not going to talk about the graphics. I didn't see the real version. Excuse me. Sorry. Um, I saw the funny version, and it was pretty funny. Um, to not spoil anything, um, this movie feels like a really big advertisement. It doesn't feel like a good serialization adaptation, if that makes sense. Um, if you think of like movies like the Lego Movie, that's like a really good adaptation. Actually, talking about Secret Level, there were some really good adaptations in Secret Level. Um, like the Shifu episode of Secret Level was really good. There was like this League of Legends game in Secret Level that was like done extremely well. The League of Legends episode is like focusing on one character, and it's basically like a standalone story. Um, yeah, it just feels like corporate and slimy. I don't know. If you look at the Mario movie, the Mario movie was pretty bad. It's was serviceable as like a kids movie, but following the Mario movie, Nintendo products went up 94% for that year in sales. So the Minecraft movie came out. There's just like advertising for it everywhere. Um, and this is a very serviceable movie. It's I say that it's bad. I'd give it like a five, right? Um, Maybe a four, which is like an average movie. It's like painfully average almost. But I've heard a lot of people really like it from like my friend groups and stuff. Um, and I also hear a lot of people saying that it's true to Minecraft, which I'm just gonna get into spoilers. So five, four, three, two, one. I was watching myself count on the other monitor. The spoilers, ultra spoilers. It's not faithful to Minecraft too much. It's like at a baseline faithful to Minecraft. There's some like Minecraft tech that they talk about where it's like, oh yeah, if an animal dies while it's on fire, you get the cooked version. Or like they put like a bucket of water down to like stop their fall damage from like a really high fall, right? But that's, I mean, outside of like crafting and most basic Minecraft mechanics, that's kind of just it, right? They have like a couple redstone contraptions that just don't work like they do in Minecraft in the movie. And they say that this is like, okay, so really quick, just to explain like a little bit of backstory of a Minecraft movie. They go to a different dimension, which is just one-to-one Minecraft, the video game. It is not a video game. It's like a real world with like actual physics and stuff, but it's the video game. And later at the end of the movie, they actually make the video game off of like the world that they visit, right? Also, this is supposed to be in like, it's either like the 90s or the 2000s, and there's like a 10-year gap for like one of the characters, right? But there's like smartphones and like a lot of technical knowledge that just isn't real for the time. Like they talk about social medias being a thing, and that's just not real until like 2005 at least, I think, right? I don't know. It's the timeline for a lot of things is just weird, right? But there's also like a lot of inconsistencies between Minecraft and the Minecraft world. So let me actually just jump into. Actually, hold up. We need to bust out the green screen. Give me a second. Okay. So, I've actually got a world going right now. This is the latest world I'm playing with a couple of my friends on, right? We're doing like a survival. It's just like purely vanilla. But as you can see, I'm on the roof of the Nether. And you can see it kind of coming into view now. I've built this gold farm, which you can see it working. Yeah, I'm a technical Minecrafter. I usually build eldritch horror machines to make items per hour rather than like going and getting materials and stuff. So this little magma platform up here is making dudes, and they fall down here, and you get gold, right? So I know how like redstone works. I wouldn't say I'm like an expert level because there's people who are a lot better at redstone than I am, but I get around, you know. So they show a chicken farm where you have like chickens at the top as seeders, and then they lay eggs, and then the eggs get funneled into the bottom, right? It doesn't work like that. It's just like a trapdoor that opens up, which would like potentially let all of the chickens through. And then lava goes on top of them and kills them, right? But the problem with that is you need like, you can't just have, so like say this is this is actually hard to make an example of. Let me get some building blocks so I can show you what's up. But they just make the farm wrong in the movie. It would just burn up the chicken, right? So how the farm works is, we got some blocks in here. What you're supposed to do is you have chickens on like some slabs right here, right? And then these wood blocks, actually no. Yeah. So these wood blocks right here are lava, and then the chickens get shot out right here, and there's hoppers underneath. And these two blocks are lava, and they can't go down into the slabs because the slabs are already taking up the space, right? And then you'd have a dispenser right here that shoots the chickens out into the space. And so whenever these chickens grow up, they instantly get cooked by the lava and it goes into a hopper. But they have like a trap door through the lava into a block without slabs, right? So the lava, once that trapdoor opens, would just flow down. And if chickens are in lava for 2 ticks, they die. And that's longer than it takes for the lava to disappear. So that farm would just not work, right? That's like really nitpicky and doesn't really like take away from the experience for most people. But there was like 10 of these little inconsistencies that I found. Also, I feel like I'm just trapping too hard at Minecraft. Usually it takes me like an hour or two to beat the end, right? I feel like I trap pretty hard in this game. And there's another thing where like Steve gives everybody elytras, but then they're like, oh my god, the nether. There's dudes from the nether, what do we do? You know? And everyone's like scared of guys in the nether. Which is kind of goofy. Because like if you fought the Ender Dragon, most stuff in the nether isn't that big of a deal. Right? Yeah. The balancing for the Minecraft movie, that's a weird thing to say, but it feels like they just didn't think about it at all. Steve was like, I killed one singular Enderman to get an Ender Pearl, but he's got elytras. There's also one more thing. He says that he makes a creeper farm, and it's just like a big open cave with really high ceilings, which is just not a creeper farm. Everything would spawn in that room. Because for a creeper farm, you'd need like a trapdoor right here. So that only creepers can spawn in this space because they're the only things like short enough to spawn here. And then you need like trapdoors every like 2 blocks. It just feels weird. They made it just believable enough that people don't worry about it, that you can watch the movie and turn your brain off, which is fine. I just don't really like turning my brain off when I watch media, unless it's like hilariously bad. If something's like really goofy bad, I'll turn my brain off. I'll just have some good laughs, usually at the expense of the movie. But this movie was pretty middling, and you can't really do that, you know? I had a little bit of fun with it. There were some little antics in there that were kind of goofy and funny. There's a villager who escapes to the real world, and he marries one of the real life characters, which is really funny. So he had a really good subplot, but yeah, all of the characters I really don't like. The main character, like the kid, he's not too good of an actor, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It's just like, I don't know. There's no like strong actors other than Jack Black, and Jack Black feels like he's just playing Jack Black, if that makes sense. Oh, another thing, they're always like the Nether is like has no creativity. It's just a void world of destruction, and it's like that. Most of the most creative farms I've built are Nether based, and then most of the farms that are like even more complicated are either in the end or Nether based. Like if you're making a a wither skeleton's farm. That is so much work. That takes so much effort. It's crazy. It just feels like the plot was kind of backwards. Not backwards, but just like they made it as serviceable as possible. Just like what's the best, most not recognizable. I don't know the word. Shit. Wow, I'm bad at words. Relatable. The most relatable plot that you could get into. Right. Um, they also have a MacGuffin, which isn't that bad. There's usually a MacGuffin in every story. It's just funny. It's like a really safe story. Yeah. I don't know. If you're gonna watch it through perfectly legal free means. If you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's it for me today. Um, I just felt gross and that I was being pandered to, and that everyone's gonna try to play more Minecraft because the Minecraft movie came out, which it's working. That server that you just saw, people are like, oh my god, let's play Minecraft, you know? And it's been like sitting gathering cobwebs for a year. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like we're being sold advertisements. But yeah, less depressing shit. I'm streaming every other day. Check me out. Links in the description. Um, yeah, hopefully we're getting back into real content soon. Unless I like depression watch like a couple other movies that make me pissed and I want to talk about them. But yeah. Okay, that's it for today. Bye bye.